Everybody, I hope you had a chance to go outside because today was beautiful. And tonight we're going to be making Snickerdoodle Blondies. All of you requested dessert, which I find interesting, which I'm excited for. I have my leftover dinner anyway, so dessert that was pretty simple. I can make it in under 10 minutes and eat it in about a half hour. So that's the plan for today. If you've never had a Snickerdoodle, you've been missing out. It's an American classic. It's that wonderful blend of cinnamon sugar. It's reminiscent of a churro, but it has this feel that's distinctly American, and I can't wait for you to try it. So I'm preheating my oven at 325. And I have everything out. I have a large bowl, a medium bowl, and my 8x8 pan. So we need to grease it. I like to use butter, but if you want to spray it with pan, that's totally up to you. A little bit of butter. And then I'm going to use a paper towel and just kind of rub it all over the place. Butter is flavor, and I think it's the best way to grease. It doesn't do anything to your pans. It doesn't damage it. And it makes everything extra flavorful. All baked goods, we're going to start with our dry ingredients. So I have 2 cups of almond flour, and then I have some cream of tartar, which if you don't have it, cream of tartar is what helps stabilize egg whites in like a meringue. Baking powder, and throw that in. In addition, we're gonna add some gelatin. So yes, gelatin as in what original Jell-O is made out of. So gelatin will give it tenderness. I know it's not gelatin. Your cinnamon. So we're adding a teaspoon of cinnamon. And we're going to whisk these to combine. Now you're not combining your sugar, you're going to beat the butter and the egg with the sugar. So you're going to cream the sugar. This is all you need for the dry. We're using gelatin. Gelatin is an awesome ingredient that I think is actually very underused. But for keto, when you want a really tender baked good, it's really good to use some gelatin. So you want to get a packet, which is about a tablespoon. And then last but not least, because it's Snickerdoodle, make a correction to what I just said. I said baking powder, you need baking soda for this recipe. All right, so I have my dry except for the sugar. I'm gonna whisk it together, and then we're gonna cream together that delicious butter, white, and brown sugar mixture. Blondie, chewy, gooey. It's gonna be great with some caramel sauce. So to a large bowl, I have 1/3 cup of Swerve Brown sugar and 1/3 cup of confectioners. You can use the granular as well, but I happen to just like the confectioners better. And then we're gonna add a stick of butter. So 1/2 cup of butter. Make sure it's softened. I softened it in the microwave because, like I say every time, I'm a terrible, terrible planner when it comes to dessert. Now I'm just going to use my electric mixer, and I'm going to incorporate the sweeteners into the butter and beat it until light and fluffy. Together the sugars with the butter. I'm going to add some vanilla. So I'm adding 1/2 teaspoon. I don't always measure vanilla, but for our purposes I will. Can't go wrong with too much vanilla. And then we're gonna also add a room temperature egg. If you're a poor planner like me, you can just soak the egg into some warm water for about 5 minutes and it should make it room temperature. Now we're gonna beat everything to combine. I'm gonna add my dry, and I'm just gonna do a little bit out of a time, and then I'm going to beat it until it just combined. I also want to scrape down the sides as you see necessary. I won't judge you if you won't judge me. I'm gonna fold these in, so I'm gonna scrape from the bottom, go up. And once these are all mixed in, I'm gonna add the batter to my pan. I have my batter, but I'm one of those people that loves mix-ins in my blondies, so I'm gonna use some Choc Zero white chocolate chips. I love white chocolate with any dessert, but when it comes to cinnamon, I think it's just the perfect compliment. I have my white chocolate chips mixed. I'm just going to drop the batter into the bowl and then try to spread it as evenly as possible. Remember, keto batters are always super, super thick. It's not gonna be like a regular cake that's gonna pour out easily. It'll work. So it's gonna take but it'll be worth it. So just use the back and kind of push down until everything's even. Preheated my oven at 325 and we're gonna stick it in for about 18 minutes. It's 18 to 22 minutes. So we'll see you in a little bit. So I checked out my blondies at 18 minutes and it wasn't exactly right. So for me, 20 minutes was enough. So you see when it's golden brown, that's how you know you're good. So now we're gonna put on our sugar topping. So in a little bowl, I have cinnamon and sweetener, and I'm just gonna mix it with my fork together. If you have granulated sweetener, it'd be better because then you're gonna get like that crunch, like that churro crunch, but I only have the powdered, so I'll make do. So once this is lit on while it's hot, because then it's gonna absorb into the topping and it's gonna be really delicious. So now that I have my sweetener combined, I'm just gonna sprinkle it with my fingers over the top. Sprinkle it everywhere. This fairy dust, love it, good stuff. Like I said, if you have the granulated sweetener, it would be because you want that crunch, but I still want the flavor, so I'll be all right. So here it is, sitting in its glory. It's waiting. So now you have to just let it cool for about 10 minutes at least before you cut it. So it almost reminds me of like a crumb cake, the way it looks and the way it smells. That cinnamon is super in the front and I can't wait to eat it. I have some ice cream. I got this ice cream from Delish. It's this peanut butter cookie dough and brownie dough. I figured, why not? Let's do it. It's like a vanilla based ice cream. And then I'm gonna throw some Choc Zero's caramel syrup on top. I think it's gonna be delightful. So my blondies have cooled. I've cut them into 9 pieces. So I'm gonna take it out, put some ice cream and caramel sauce, and give it a go. So we have the blondies here. I'm gonna scoop some ice cream on top, drizzle some sauce. It's gonna be great. I let the ice cream soften. Oh yeah, look at that. Do some caramel sauce. I think it's gonna be amazing.
Wonderful. Your ice cream is all over the counter now.
That's all right. So I'm doing the famous taste test. I'm down to 1 blondie with ice cream because I thought 3 might be a little excessive. Oh my god. It's like the caramel and it almost has like that butterscotch feel. And the cinnamon is great with the ice cream. Kind of reminds me of apple pie, fall. And the blondie's still warm and then you have like the ice cream with the, it's really good. It's a great combination to put the caramel sauce in the ice cream with the blondie. Make it, you'll love it.